Hey, what's good, y'all? From the ashes we rise once again. The Black Phoenix Podcast, MC TR, kicking it with you one more time. TR, what's good?
Hey, I'm good. We 7-2. Fly Eagles fly. It's a soft 17-7-2, but I'll take a win as a win. So we'll take it.
Yep, and we lost to the Pats. Oh, well.
Hey, you know what's crazy? I was about to wear one of my Eagles stuff, and I can't wear it though because it's all green. I can't even wear it because the green screen I'm using.
Oh, you could just be a floating head for the night. Pause.
Pretty much. Yeah, pause. No. I'm like, damn, I'm gonna wear some of my Eagles gear, but I can't even wear it.
That's all right. You'll have plenty of time to wear it when y'all get kicked out the playoffs.
You know what? AJ Brown, he has some choice words. He's playing in a Madden tournament. He told everybody to hey, just take him off your fantasy team.
Oh God, that's the side of things to come.
Hey, if you're talking about some potential gambling implications, there it is.
I mean, ever since we learned the Mafia still got their hand up, sports gambling, hindsight, I mean, everything's fair game at this point.
Yeah, it's funny how that was a big topic and it's gone quiet. So
absolutely quiet.
Yeah. So, all right, we are going to start a new segment called Unload the Clips. So let me get the... Oh, go ahead, MC.
Oh, yeah, go ahead. You got it.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I don't got it. Give me a sec.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so we're going to do this segment every week, y'all. Some clips that we find entertaining and hilarious. Just, get a couple of laughs and get some of y'all thoughts on some of these clips because, as you all know, we live in a strange world with a lot of strange people.
I am actually kind of surprised at the way that a few people they do anything to be famous, and I don't want to be famous like that. I don't want to be like, I don't want to do silly shit. I want to sell out my relationships, my personal life, the culture. I don't want to do any of that stuff. But these people, they find a way to do it.
Yeah, every single time they never disappoint.
All right, I got it ready here. Sorry, guys.
One housekeeping item real quick before you kick that off. Are we live right now or are you going to upload later? Probably should ask you that because I don't see the live logo.
What is going on? It played yeah, this is live. It's supposed to be live.
Hold Worst on. Case, yeah.
I don't know why it did that.
Technical difficulties.
All right, we're going to have to do this again.
God damn it. All right, let's do it.
Hold on.
Hey, I'm glad we caught that. Hey, what's good, y'all? Welcome back to the Black Phoenix Podcast. MCTR kicking it with y'all one more week. Technical difficulties and technology. It's always a weekly fight. What's good, TR?
Hey, I don't want to hear anybody ever say this stuff is easy. Talking heads, some people got whole production teams to see if people are, see if everything is connected, and audio and video, and then also make sure you're streaming. So we weren't streaming for at least 10 minutes.
Yeah. Oh, well, do it again. We're doing it live now. We're doing it live.
Hey, good that you caught that too, because I was not paying attention to that.
Yeah, for real.
All right. We were and you didn't miss anything. We were just talking about some, Eagles banter. So
you were talking about Eagles banter. I was disappointed in Tampa Bay, but you got it.
So you say. All right.
Unload the clips.
Yeah, unload the clip segment.
I mean, black children.
And nothing's unloading. Pause.
No, it was running. It was playing. You were good.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
There is a group of black children enjoying themselves and minding their own business. I'm gonna call the police.
I'm on food stamps, my mama was on food stamps, and my grandmother was on food stamps. And you best believe I'm gonna teach my kids to get on food stamps.
I'm gonna act an ass with this officer, bring up George Floyd, and jeopardize my life over a possible $250 ticket.
I'm gonna protest against a subject I wouldn't debate in public because I need to feel important.
My pussy grabs back!
This is my 9th abortion, but it hasn't affected my mental health at all. I might have 10 more.
I'm going to take millions from my community to fund my materialistic lifestyle, but when the community needs help, I'm going to tell them to talk to God about it. Hallelujah.
How come every time you have sex with someone, they leave? Don't they understand how world-class my coochie is? It's special.
Over 350 people have died climbing Mount Everest, but my honky ass is gonna climb this bitch anyway.
He beat me unconscious and got into a shootout with the police, but I'ma ride it out with him. That's my man.
Ladies and gentlemen, you have the modern woman.
Oh man, I tell you, AI is getting too good. Like,
Here's the question though, TR. How many of those imaginary women have you actually heard say stuff like that in real life?
hey, it's yeah, and see, people think AI gets it wrong. It ain't getting it wrong. It's getting it right. Scary, right?
You all know at least one. Hell, in my case, I know dozens and dozens.
Hey, same here. And unfortunately, we have a lot of people that fall into that realm. Like, hey, I don't need to. That's not true. That's not true. Well, most of that stuff is pretty true. And for a few people, some people are going to feel offended by it. So there's that.
What's that saying? The hit dogs always holler.
And hit dog always holla. So
Indeed. So you.
Relationship that was only a fucking situationship because the other person couldn't commit. Soon as they get a whiff of you fucking with somebody else and you're actually happy, they're going to come back around.
Good morning.
the Bear Bunny.
People recording right now?
Oh, well. Well.
Hey,
Ugh.
did you, man? This channel. I mean, I've seen that clip before. I mean, not the clip, but I've seen Brian. Hey, this is funny as hell though, because I don't know if you remember. See, you don't be on TikTok like that, but
Yeah.
TikTok, a bunch of people got pissed off about the well, and they were saying this is racist. This is this is something they're using against black people. Blah blah blah. A bunch of idiots, and TikTok banned the phrase well, and then here it is on IG and being handled in a funny way. But that channel is funny as hell. So I give
You literally just answered the question of why I'm not on TikTok, because TikTok is the worst of all the social media platforms when it comes to stuff like that.
Hey, I get it. And people want to, we were talking about it earlier. People want to be famous. I talking about in the first take, but people want to be famous. They want to share all their craziness. They want to gaslight, and they want to be, get those clicks, go viral. But for them to get viral, we got to go through their catalog, and they do silly shit like that.
I'm going to assume that looked way too realistic, and they always spin the block at the end of the day. They always do.
Oh yeah, it's definitely and some gump is going to be like, hey, I can take care of her, or I mean, probably just want to smash, honestly. So
Yeah, pretty much.
The page to share my art. Turns out a lot of people wanted to see it.
You're telling me strangers on the internet are paying you for paintings?
Yeah, Dad. It's called OnlyFans, like fans of my work.
Huh. Never thought my kid would have fans before I did.
You really think I can do this full time?
I like the Pixar, the fake Pixar ones, because those actually make me laugh, and sometimes you can make them you can make them animated. So I think that makes it funny, but also they're always serious topics, but it's like it's not that. I mean, it's true, but it's one of those things you can't just have as a real trailer. It would be funny as a fake trailer or animated trailer.
Yeah, and the way that she goes about disguising what really happens on OnlyFans is very much realistic.
Well, shit. I mean, if you think about it, that's how a lot of men think. A lot of either their fathers or their boyfriends, like they have this idea that this is how it really is, and it come on. any woman that says she's just doing feet pics or she doesn't show skin, lying. Just straight up lying.
And anybody who's paid for feet pics, I remember this is gonna be a very old school reference. There was a lady, and this is kind of gross, so brace yourself, TR. She literally charged people to watch her fart in a jar.
Oh my God. I don't know why you even told me this shit. You could have kept that one to yourself.
Because it shows how
What do you mean because?
it shows how crazy people are, and it shows how desperate some of these beta guys are, man. They paying for this type of stuff.
Hell no. I'm going to the next clip. I can't believe you said this shit.
Happens every day, B.
It's DeMarquez Johnson.
Oh, hell no. I won't be able to get a job with that. I'm out.
Huh? What the? Your name is DeMarquez
Man. Here, let me play this again because that shit was funny.
Johnson.
Oh, hell no. I won't be able to get a job with that. I'm out.
Huh? What the?
Here you go.
Oh man. You know, the other thing I like about this AI trash, I mean, respect, it's not AI trash, it's just, you know, this is brain rot, but I like the bad AI. Like, this shows the baby doing a somersault and it's sliding. That shit is
Sliding out. Yeah.
But
Good
like,
stuff.
it was just funny though, because people, they used to create like crazy AI, or not AI shit, but just dumb videos, but they had no purpose. And I think this is what some of these animated videos are like nowadays.
Makes me wonder, and of course this will never happen, but if kids could choose who the hell their parents were, how many of them would go back? How many of them would get up and slide out like that if they actually had that choice?
Well, I know
a lot of shitty people are parents.
I know they would do it if they got that certain names. Like, this ain't the way.
And you know, another thing, man, this is another, don't name your sons after you if you know you are a POS. I'm telling you, that is not the way. This is coming from somebody who is a junior. I'm telling you, it's not the way.
Hey, MC, what the fuck?
Hey, I came with the napalm tonight.
What? Damn, you don't be telling the people all that.
It is what it is, man.
Yeah.
You seen a blue box in my room? I had 8 keys in there.
Yeah, I saw that bullshit, Dominique. I threw it out this morning. You're not about to be selling that shit in my house.
Bro, my mama threw the work away. She trying to get us slimed out. Man, I hate your mama. Damn. Don't you got Ring cameras? I'm coming over to figure this out. Bro, that looks like Jamarcus the drunk digging in your trash again and found a blue box with the keys in it. Oh, my mama, he about to get that Charlie Kirk. There we go, right there. We make this quick so we can still drop the work off with the Vietnamese before nap time.
Hold on, I gotta pause that. He might get.
Be on time next time.
Mom.
Man, you know what's funny? So let me see if I can. See, this is on IG. You have to play it all the way through. So this stuff does actually look pretty real. Like, you might have to do a double take, but you can tell to some degree it's AI. But there's I want to get to the hair. Like, this hair is, I mean, I think AI can do a good job with this. But hold on, let me get to the kid. The video and the way it's synced up and everything. This is a bad view, but AI getting scary good. Right here. Look at this. Look at this braided text style. I mean, it's not you know, you can tell it's not braided, but you know, for the most part, it does its job. Like, AI, you know, at some point it's going to be, you know, 100% like clearly it's braided with style.
I'm more so, you talk about pay attention to detail. I see blue and red working together. Yeah,
I didn't even pick that up.
You ain't gonna never see that. But
hey, I didn't even pick that up. Yeah, for real.
But yeah, that one, yeah, that was very detailed.
Oh yeah, MC, you're gonna like this one. Oh, if I can't even play it, damn it. Sorry, gang. Hold on. Let me see if I can pull it up on pull up on a tab though. This one was hilarious. So, oh yeah, they took it down. Damn. Oh,
that's the only thing about the clips. You got to play it as quick as you can.
Yeah. Yep. They took it down. All right. Good thing we got an extra clip in there.
On to the next.
Is it just me, or does anyone else like share beverages with their dog? This is coconut water. No, you can't do that. But like, is that gross?
Yes.
In the world, we seen dogs licking their own asshole. Just licking random shit on the floor. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gonna have tonsil stones after this. Shit, bitch, you might get pink eye. These be the same people that be like, oh yeah, dog's mouths are bigger than human mouths.
You can stop it
what?
there.
Wow.
Pink eye, she gonna have pink mouth.
This is why this is the unspoken rule about potlucks. This is why I don't attend any of these fucking potlucks, or this is why I don't eat people's food that when it's a potluck. I don't eat any of their food. They be having their cats on the damn fucking counter, or they be having a cat hair all the time everywhere. I'm like, I can't do it. Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
And these people that, and this is an extreme example, but even the ones that
That's
let
like
their
cream.
pets, no, just let me land. So there are people that think it's acceptable to let their pets lick their face.
Ugh.
And that's gross to me too. I see so many pictures of that on the social media spaces. Nah, not at all.
Man, I dated this chick, and actually that's the end of the clips. I dated this one chick, and she would like always have her dog on the couch and everything. And I was like, why is your dog on the couch? Your dog is leaving fur
everywhere
on the couch. And I'd be sitting there and I'm like, what the hell is this?
Yeah.
And they're like, no, it's just dog, just how, it's his home too. I mean, fuck, he is his home. He paid property taxes in this bitch. Like, what are you talking about? It's his home.
No, that's too much. My dog got his own bed right there next to my bed. You ain't getting in the bed. You ain't getting on the couch. No.
Yeah, and we were just talking about this. These people want to be famous so bad, and you're showing the dog just going to town on that coconut water, and then you drink out of it. Like, what is wrong with y'all?
Hey, you better start. If you dating a chick that got pets, you better start asking some questions. Like, hey, you let that dog lick your face? Do y'all share meals?
And that's y'all milk and magnesia y'all be fighting over. All right. The fuck?
Yeah.
Those are the women telling y'all motherfuckers y'all don't measure up. All right. All right, dude. All right, motherfuckers. Anyway.
Yeah.
All right.
It's a weird world.
Yeah, disgusting world. All right. On to the real shit. On to the show. We're going to be talking about Erika Kirk. So let me get this banner queued up. MC, you want to talk about it real quick?
Yeah, so we've talked about Charlie before, and obviously Erika has inherited Turning Point, and she's kind of running things, and she's moving on and progressing since what happened with Charlie Kirk happened. And we've already had the Charlie Kirk conversation, so let's see how things are progressing with Erika since Charlie has passed on.
Look, and also look, I know, so obviously we're not getting a lot of people on the live stream, but when we clip this up, that's when we get the people want to yap about this stuff. Look, all I got to ask, okay, I'm just going to just play the clip first, and then we can start having the conversation. But yeah, you can come for us all you want, but I guarantee you don't want your bitch doing it. Trust me on that. I can promise you. Oh, no, here it is.
I'm tremendously blessed and honored tonight to be able to introduce to you a very, very dear friend and his wife. They are incredible. And I see no one will ever replace my husband. No. But I do see some similarities of my husband in JD.
What the fuck you mean in JD? You mean vice president JD? Like,
yeah, this is going fabulous.
I'm gonna need you, coming from the Marriage Bros environment, I'm gonna need you kind of like, is this out of pocket for, I mean, okay, this isn't about Erika Kirk being a widow or any of the other fuck shit that's going on that Candace is talking about. There's another stream for that. Go to Candace stream and talk about that. But when it comes to like your widow, and as much from what I've seen, Erika Kirk and Charlie Kirk, I mean, it appear to be meant to be each other. They have a nice story. They got married. They had, a couple kids. It's a tragic what happened to them. Okay. That said, Erika Kirk might be out of pocket for this because I know JD was supposed to, Vice President JD was scheduled to be there. But here's the thing. You can't be talking about some dude that ain't your husband like that because she's like, Charlie Kirk, or I mean, JD, no one will be like him. Like, could you imagine a scenario of your wife or a loved, girlfriend or whatever talking about somebody else that's not you? Like, I would have got out of the fucking grave and be like, hey, bitch, who are you talking about? Like, you're going to be talking, don't be putting him in the same sentence with this guy.
Yeah, we haven't even gotten to the physical contact yet, but off the rip, she's comparing him to her husband.
Yeah, the way she delivered it. And I know she probably didn't mean it the way that most people are taking it though. But to me, you don't even have to say anything. If that is your person, no one's ever going to be like your person. That's point blank.
Yeah. You would think it would stop at he's been a great friend. He's been good to the family. I don't know why the husband comparison had to happen, but I purposely did not watch this because I wanted to do a live reaction, though, even though we're a little behind on it.
Right.
And Vice President JD Vance, I do.
She cleaned it up.
And that's why I'm so blessed to be able to introduce him tonight. Because
look, do y'all wives smile at y'all like this?
She's been getting a lot of smoke for the way she's been mourning, I guess. And this is a little unorthodox. I can't front. This is not what I would expect.
If your girl don't smile like this, she might not be your girl. Just saying.
he understands the fight that we're up against. And he can articulate that in a way. I am a that transcends race, that transcends demographic backgrounds. He's an amazing man. So please help me welcome to the stage Vice President JD Vance.
Vice President of the United States took the stage in Oxford.
That's intimacy, TR. I mean, look, there's a difference between, hey, I'm hugging somebody, I'll see you later. Like when you get to rubbing, caressing the head after you delivered a slew of comments comparing him to your husband.
Hands on the waist. He's showing teeth. Like, oh man, look. All right, guys. I think you get the gist of it while we're having this conversation. Look, at the end of the day, it is not appropriate for your girlfriend, your mistress, your wife, your side chick. I mean, any woman that you have an intimate relationship with, and I know she's a widow, and Charlie Kirk just passed away 2 months ago. So I don't know what to make of this, man, because I was like, why is she doing all this hugging, showing teeth with JD, saying some of these things? I just don't think it's appropriate, honestly. And I'm gonna fuck with you guys say what you guys are gonna think. Hey, have your chick go ahead and start getting wifed up or not wifed up, but getting hugged on and having her put her hand in his hair. And I know some people are gonna be like, well, she done this before. Then it's fucking weird and she needs to stop.
So I know we're going to agree on this, so I'm going to spin it at a different angle to kind of evolve the conversation. What would your reaction be if that was your lady and you were right there in the room?
Oh, I'd be fucking pissed. I'm like, who are you talking about?
But what would you do, though?
You can't do anything in the room. You got to check her in private. You can't do anything, unfortunately.
At this point, TR, I think that's beyond checking. I think that's where you just check the deuces and just walk away and leave. I think a lot of guys need to do that more often. Women know what disrespect is, and they know what it looks like.
Oh yeah, habitual line steppers. I mean, yeah, you men, you are habitual line steppers. Women, habitual line steppers too, to the 10th degree.
Yeah, just a few months after watching your husband get off, I don't know, man. I'm not the type of person that smiles that much, but I definitely wouldn't be over it that fast. I'm not understanding her at all. And I
Yeah.
do think there was some intimacy involved in that little exchange there.
Well, and this is the other thing that people aren't bringing up. So in that picture, they were like pelvic to pelvic. Hey, there's a pelvic rule. You can't be having your pelvic. Your girl cannot be having her pelvic perpendicular to any man. What are we talking about here? Like, I don't get. And I feel like I mean, I know you agree with me to some degree or whatever, but I don't know why a lot of people are not bringing this up, because I heard some leftoids talking about it. I heard some conservatives trying to like explain it away, blah, blah, blah. At the end of the fucking day, if you are a man and your chick is doing this, she out of pocket and that ain't your girl, that's our girl, you know, because she can't be like just rubbing, like, I know JD ain't some dude, but he ain't getting his head rubbed, like fingers in the hair and everything. Like, that's not even popular. Like, if that was like, you know, my chick was getting some award or some shit, and I saw her do that, I'm like, all right, we done. Like, you know, do the, you know, the chuck the deuces after everything is over, but you can't be doing that. I be bringing up all the time. I'm like, hey, what's going on with?
I lost you on the audio real quick, TR. Did you mute? Oh, you're on mute. But yeah, you're on mute right now. There you go. Here's what I'll say. Most men don't get to experience stuff like this. So if you've not experienced something like this, go ahead and just sit on the bench real quick. But there's always, I call this the if I could get you if I wanted to type of chick, right?
Yeah.
Like they're like constantly touching and asking you questions and like kind of laughing and flirting and sending emojis during work chats and stuff like that.
Yeah,
that's hey, I just told you I'm in a damn group meet with my coworkers and it's ratchet as hell up in there. I just beat my popcorn, but I say all that to say, if he wanted to knock that down, he could knock that down. Not saying he would, but she's in a very vulnerable position, and some of that was choosing signals, if I'm being honest.
Hey, honestly, if you remove what happened with Charlie Kirk, you would say she's trying to be the future Mrs. Vance. I don't know what to tell you, man. This is some wild stuff, and a lot of people they want to ignore this shit, because when it comes to relationships and chicks start, your wife, your girl, I mean, think of it this way. Women know when another woman is trying to steal her man, or at least trying to, you know, find her way into his life and trying to replace that woman. Women know this shit. But when it comes to like women doing this stuff, like especially in this situation with JD Vance and everything, everybody's like, man, it's not a big deal. I mean, at least half the people are like, it's no big deal. I'm like, you would never let your woman do any shit like that. I promise you. And if you would, then you're a fucking cuck. Like, just, you know, straight up. There's no goddamn way you would let your chick be all hugged up on some dude and hair through the hair and everything, and touching hips, showing teeth, and the pelvic to pelvic closeness. That's too much for me. There's not enough room for Holy Ghost in that hug.
We agree in that particular instance was excessive, and I know we've disagreed on this in the past, but there's levels to hugs, man. Like, you could be in a room networking with a group of people, and that might happen sometimes. Like, I hug some of my coworkers, but it's like real, like, hey, in and out, real quick.
You do
no extended contact.
You do pelvic. You do pelvic hug.
That's why I'm saying we agree on that part. That was excessive. But I'm saying there's levels to this stuff. And
yeah, men know how to do that.
Way beyond level one.
Yeah, men, we know how to do that. Lean in. Shit, we just saw this shit with fucking Hollywood. Or we've seen celebrities where they don't, like, there's a famous Keanu Reeves picture. He's in a photo with like 3 or 4 women. His hands are like, look like he's hugging, but he's not touching them. He knows what this is about. He knows what this looks like, and it can come back to haunt him. But for whatever reason, you motherfuckers want to give Erika Kirk a pass, and JD Vance pat. Like, look, I like JD Vance like the next person. Definitely gonna be, well, there's a good chance he could be the president in 2028. If the Republicans don't get their shit together, then that won't happen. But ain't nobody above some criticism. I don't care who you is. You ain't above criticism. And when it comes to relationships, and we talk a lot about relationships, this has got to have a conversation. I'm surprised you look, had this been some fucking regular chick, motherfucker, had this been a black chick hugging some dude that wasn't her dude, this would be all over the fucking internet. Had it been like fucking some white chick hugging some dude that's not hugging some random or hugging a celebrity like shit. Chris Brown.
We talked about this with your boy. Oh God, what is his name? The one that's playing in the one that just got back on with Marvel. His wife is hugged up with Michael Ealy. And I think he picked her up in the air. I think he picked her up in the air and spun her around.
Perfect. I'm telling you, had it been a black woman doing it, you motherfuckers have been crashing now. You motherfuckers would have been like, oh my God, this woman's disrespecting you, and you gotta stay on code, bro. You can't be like this. Them motherfuckers have been crashing out. Because they know that's the level of disrespect. But when it comes to Erika Kirk, hey, it's just a innocent hug, guys. All right. That you're just telling me I could pick your girl up and swing her around when I see her in public. That's all y'all telling me.
Hey, that's why you gotta choose carefully who you attach yourself to. We'll talk about that in more detail a little bit later.
Yeah, this is wild shit though, but I see why it ain't going viral, because you motherfuckers don't want to wake up. But we're gonna have that conversation today.
Yeah. And I understand people more in different ways. I don't know what this is, but something about her, it almost seems like she's over it already, TR. And I don't want to assume, but just based on some stuff that I've been seeing, it almost seems
starting to tread into Candace Owens area. And I'm not saying you're wrong. I have some thoughts on some of this stuff too, but we only got so many clips and so much time.
Yeah, I'll end it here. At the end of the day, fellas, no matter what limitations or lines you draw with a woman, if she want to cross that, she gonna cross it. So just be prepared to deal with the consequences if she does. Either you gonna leave or not. Which one you gonna do?
Yeah, most of them are gonna stay. I know they is.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right. Next topic, man, and we try to be a little LGBT friendly around here, not because. Well, mainly because of YouTube, but besides the point. Anyways, there is a confrontation at a Gold's Gym. MC, while I get this clip loaded, have you had any negative actions or events? What was I trying to say? Negative situations. There we go. Occur at the gym.
So it's funny you say that. So sometimes I have to travel to Chicago for work, and my office building there is one of those. There's no genders type of bathrooms. It gets a little weird sometimes. I'm not even gonna lie. Hey, I don't ever want to hear a woman or anybody else drop a deuce for that matter. But it's even worse with Don't get me started, man.
Now
it can get real gross real quick.
Man, MC, you 2 for 2. What are you doing? And I titled this with like Black Lesbian, because anytime you cape, you simp enforcers, the black woman is God. Like every time a black woman has a negative interaction, you motherfuckers don't show up when it's a white person, or not a white person, because you definitely show up as a white person. When it's a trans person or someone from the LGBT community, you motherfuckers do not show up. I don't know what it is. The amount of people that say the black women this, black women that, the most disrespected person on the planet. Again, all that stuff is the stuff that I hear. I'm not saying I agree with it. Every stuff that I hear, but when it comes to a black woman who is clearly been disrespected, may have been assaulted in the gym, a public gym, Ain't nobody talking about it. Not the Shade Room, not the Hollywood Unlocked, not all the pro-blacks, not all the simp enforcers. None of y'all. The white liberals aren't even coming out to talk about, have a conversation about this. This is ridiculous.
Yeah. Oh, damn! I'll withhold my recount remaining after this.
All right.
Men with big dicks and the women.
Look at all the men that there was a dude that just walked by. Hold on. He didn't do shit. He's like, nah, I'm just doing my own thing. There's a white woman right there, black guy right there. There's a white guy in the background. Ain't nobody doing shit.
Big dicks in the women's locker room.
Side note, have you had a Celsius? I see this shit all the time. I've never had a Celsius.
Yeah, I had, but they ain't sponsoring us. I ain't about to hype them up.
Hey, for real. Sorry, strike that.
And that's why I'm getting kicked out.
Oh,
and I want to make sure. And that's why I'm getting kicked out. And with big dicks in the women's locker room. And that's why I'm getting kicked out. And I want to make sure the girls know. The fuck?
Look at that. Look, all these men, all these women, and again, whenever that whistle is blown about a black woman being disrespected, everyone comes a running. But when it's a trans man or an LGBT situation, rainbow situation, you can't find them. You can't find them anywhere. None of these people want to, like, hey, have the conversation. Is it okay that a trans man is in a women's locker room? It's a yes or a no. But a lot of times, these people don't want to have this conversation. They want to tap dance, which is funny because the black community is in bed with the Democrats. And the Democrats, look, I don't care what you support or who you want to, like defend. But at the end of the day, you don't believe, most fathers do not believe it's appropriate to have a grown man in a locker room full of women or girls, because at Gold's Gym, I mean, I think you got to be 18 or something, but sometimes they let little girls like with their parents in there or with their moms or whatever. So there's a chance that, they could be in there. Well, I definitely know teenager girls will be in there because at the men's locker room, there's teenage boys there. So you're running into that situation where you have a trans man just showing up and just saying he's a woman because he feels like it or whatever. This guy ain't had no surgery, and that's been proven because he had a interview that he hadn't had a surgery or whatever. But apparently that makes a difference. But at the end of the day, she's right. There's a man in the locker room, and he needs to be pointed out in the women's locker room.
So I was inclined to agree with you at first, TR, about the men just standing around and not doing anything.
Mm-hmm.
But I've had a change of heart, and I'll tell you why. The first question I would have asked that lady while she was going off, because this is California, right?
Yeah.
So let's start there. So the first thing I would have said to her while she's trying to rally up the troops is, who'd you vote for?
I get that. I get all that. This is the voting has consequences. This is what they push for. And like I said, she's lesbian, so she probably, rocks with the Democrats, but she's finding out these Democrats don't care about y'all.
TR, I'm not trying to hear that no more. She knows exactly what she was voting for, and she knows exactly what she was going to get.
Yeah, I get it.
So my question to her would have been, why did you vote for Gavin Newsom? Why did you vote for Kamala Harris? Why did you vote for any of those people? Because they were actually, Gavin Newsom is kind of changing his position on stuff like this.
He's changing, man.
He's trying to show that he's in the middle, but he's not. We know it's a chameleon move.
He's trying to change his past like a chick in college who got thought it out.
At some point, as men, at what point do we say, you wanted this, you voted for this, now you got to deal with it?
Hey,
what's the difference between that and actually providing protection?
Hey, MC, I get it. You're right. A lot of men have to decide that. But what I'm saying right now, what these men are doing when Jasmine Crockett, say something about Jasmine Crockett online, watch what happens. They come for you. Say something about Michelle Obama, who's been disrespecting, in my opinion, disrespecting her husband. And it's not like Brock has made it easy, but it is what it is. Say something about any of the, the black queens of the black community that are multimillionaires who are just regular people. Say something about them. That's what I'm saying. Like, I agree with you. The whole voting thing, and at some cases, I think there are some situations that men should be getting involved with because this is not a violent situation. But I have yet to see any pro-black, any other black men come to the rescue to this black woman because she checks the boxes. So I don't know why men are not showing up. Not to mention with the white liberals, they love this situation. Where are they at? So I got smoke for everybody because these people, they put it on Facebook, they put it on social media about how black women this, black women that. Well, I'm bringing it up right now. It's in full display. We get called all types of racial slurs on this platform. But when it comes to like telling you motherfuckers, like, what do y'all really do? This is what they really do. They don't do anything. They don't care.
Yeah. it's just funny because the main person in politics who speaks, the main woman in politics who speaks out against stuff like this is Nancy Mace. So she's probably the most passionate about advocating for women, being separated from men in regards to sports in the restroom. But they don't want to align with stuff like that. And this is why I keep saying like political boxes are stupid, man, because you literally are voting for things that are violating what you consider your safety. You don't want to do it in there swinging his meat in the women's restroom. I get it. I absolutely get it. Nor would I want my daughter or my wife to be around something like that.
Yeah, exactly.
But again, you asked for this. How sorry should I feel for you when you asked for this?
Well, and that's the other issue too, is that even though they probably didn't think it would turn out like this, they can't even turn it off. And so those blue states, good luck. I'd never move to a blue state. There was a conversation about me I'd move probably near a blue state, but I could not live directly in a blue state. I just can't do it. I could commute to it, but I just can't. They got to change a lot of things because this stuff, and we're gonna there's another video related to this. This is the same woman, and she teased off. I forget. I don't know if Scott this is either Wiener or Weiner. I don't know if he's a councilman or if he's a some type of senator or something. But this is a funny interaction that just goes left real quick.
Of domestic violence. I'm deeply concerned about women's safety in female-only spaces. What would you say to women who are seeking assurance that their safety will be protected from men who, by California law, can self-ID as women in women-only spaces, sir? Please tell me.
He's a state senator.
Yeah. So we want, everyone to be safe, and we also know that we have trans people, both men and women, who are men and women, and so we.
See, I don't know if you can see her face, but she know there's some bullshit, MC.
He literally hasn't said anything yet.
Yeah, hey, you want to know what he said? This is what he said. Hold on, let me get this.
This is a stall tactic, TR, and a lot of politicians do this when they don't want to answer the question. They'll repeat it, but in a different way to extend it out to give them time to think of a response. She's got him on his heels, and he don't know how to respond.
Yeah, this is what he's really doing too.
I can do some shuffling too. Look out, man, what you gonna do? Look out, boys, it's coming through. Yeah, man, yeah, man.
That's exactly what they all fucking do. And I'm not saying Republicans don't do this shit. God, come on. We know they do this shit, but he is talking to a black lesbian woman. And again, I've been told those are all protected classes. And this dude is just shuffling. He's not even like really concerned about that. He's just slouching back, just saying like, hey, got my Argyle socks or whatever. And trans and men and women, blah, blah, blah. Like no one's, that's not even the debate. And there should be more people. Look, these are all white liberals. Okay. I don't see any other black faces in here, all white liberals. This is the party you motherfuckers get in bed with. This is the party that tells you it's okay for men to be in women's restrooms or women's sports. If you're okay with that, I need y'all to start putting that on y'all Facebooks, all your social media accounts, so we know where you guys stand at. That's all I need. And then for these, and California, Gold's Gym, hey, you want to do business in there and you guys then lobby to stop this law? Like these businesses aren't off the hook either. They just stood by and was like, yeah, this law is fine. It's okay with us. Instead of like getting a couple, you're going to get backlash, but here's the thing. They should have definitely pushed back on this law because they know it's going to create some issues. I'm surprised it hasn't created as many issues, but this is one too many issues.
Yeah, and another thing that people don't talk about with this, TR, and I'm just going to tell you this because I talk about this with the group of young men that I mentor, the detransition movement. Pay attention to them, especially in these podcast spaces, because what they're doing is they're bringing light to this subject. A lot of them were forced into this lifestyle by their parents as a status symbol. A lot of celebrities do this. They don't talk about the long-term effects of all these hormone blockers and these extra hormones, how it deals with their mental health. And there's a high percentage of them that regret doing it.
Yeah.
A lot of them, if you listen to some of these detransition podcasts, a lot of them have constantly said, "Why in the hell did my parents allow me to do this? What were they thinking?"
They weren't.
And this is the stuff we don't talk about.
And a lot of times these parents are taking on the identity of their kids.
Yep.
You know, shout out to Marlon Wayans. Like this has never been about you.
Hey, shots fired.
Yeah, no, for real. Marlon Wayans, as soon as his kid made it public that he was LGBT, Marlon Wayans took his identity and started profiting off of it. That's what I don't understand is like some of these parents, they're not protecting their kids, they're profiting off of their kids, or they're trying to get into certain circles, or they're trying to get to certain events because they know it's going to open up more doors for themselves, not for their kids. You saw, I mean, I don't know if you remember this this entertainer, JoJo Sweet, I think that's her name. She was from she's from
JoJo Sewell.
Sewell, yeah, whatever. I mean, according to her, she said she was kind of pushed into that lifestyle. She may have been curious or whatever the case is, but the people around her, including her parents, they all pushed her into that. Now she's with a dude. Like, and she was like, "Yeah, I'm happy now. Like, I didn't want to be like this or anything."
Right.
So, if you're a trans woman, or
So,
women,
TR, you mentioned real quick before you play it. Pause it real quick. You mentioned celebrities profiting off of forcing that lifestyle on their kids. I think a better example is that article I just posted. A certain NBA player started a nail polish line shortly after announcing that his child was quote unquote born the wrong gender.
I forgot about
you know which NBA player we're talking about.
Yeah, I forgot about him. But you men that are worried about women that are trying to who say you can't pay for dinners or whatever. How come you guys don't got smoke for Dwayne Wade? Like, how come you don't got smoke for Gabrielle Union? They never have smoke for any of these people. But let us get up here and start talking about relationships and everything. Yo, that's not true. That's not. You can't be talking about women like that. Fuck off.
Yep.
They don't ever have smoke for those people, but they got smoke for us. Got it.
Things with the bills you passed with the housing. I've read a lot of your bills, and like you said, there are bills that need to be opened up. And I'm telling you now, millions of women across America are being harassed and sexually assaulted in locker rooms. I'm a lesbian Black woman. I'm not transphobic. I'm not homophobic, and I do respect a lot of the things you've done. But I do see a lot of these bills that you've passed.
See, that's her problem because these are Trojan horses. They say they do these things, and you know what it is. She's saying that, hey, I respect some of the bills you've done, and I bet you some of those bills were she thought they were to her advantage, to her benefit, to her community, and they're not. They're just Trojan horses. They do these bills or they create these laws to say like, hey, this is to protect everybody, and they really don't protect everybody. They protect certain classes of people, and you don't find out till it's too late after everyone's been telling you that it's been you're on the wrong side of history, that these people don't have your best interest. They just use Black people to push the vote. White liberals try to be your friend so they can check their boxes.
Well, they're trying to replace our votes now with the border crossing.
Yeah, exactly.
That are dangerous for women and young children. And I understand that you're trying to be on a level playing field, and I'm here to represent my community because I hear a lot of things about my community in these bills. And I'm telling you as a woman, first and foremost, that this is dangerous and we need your help because you're in the office, you're gonna go in the publicity spot. I wanna support you. I have millions of people behind me watching this right now. And we wanna know, are you going to protect women? Not trans women, women, trans women are different things. Women, listen, we need to protect women's safety. I was a soldier.
They trying to silence her
No,
already.
they're not.
Hey, you know what I just heard? That's what you know what she should have fucking told him?
I'm telling you. Shut your bitch ass up.
That's what she should have told him.
Does this lady not understand where she is?
She don't give a fuck where she is.
You cannot.
MC,
Look,
no, she's telling the truth. She didn't say no lies. You know what's funny? Everybody
she
was
is
like,
telling the truth, but all of that is negated by the fact that you are in California, one of the most socially liberal states in this country.
hey, I get it.
What did you expect?
I get it. I understand it. All I'm saying is she was having a conversation. Everybody was like quiet, like, hey, that's a very good point. As soon
This
as
is the same state This is the same state that passed legislation that if a child wants to transition to a different gender and they declare it at school, they don't have to tell the parents. What did you expect
MC,
from your government in this state?
I get all that. What I'm saying is all the fucking leaders, all these men in here, all these simp ass, limp wristed, vegan ass men, they all sat through all this. They all voted for it, including her. She ain't getting. She's not. I mean, she's not above the smoke. All I'm saying is they were having a good conversation, and then these motherfuckers started to crash out as soon as she said trans women are not women. She just right on cue. And then some of these motherfuckers want to be like, hey, you know, you can't be saying that, blah, blah, blah. And the point is that this is who the pro-blacks are in bed with. And this is what a lot of Black Americans are in bed with. Because I don't see any other Black people in there. And then again, where are the simp enforcers? Where are they? That was a dude that was talking in the background. I don't see any other men telling, hey, shut your bitch ass up. I don't see anybody in there talking, telling that dude, checking that dude. But had it been the other way around, hey, might have been a different conversation.
Yeah, and he still hasn't answered this question, by the way.
Yeah.
They are men. I was assaulted by men. He broke his wife's jaw so bad she needed reconstructive surgery.
Oh, yeah, that's the other thing too. So she just said it. That dude has like a DV charge, and yeah, according to her, he broke her jaw. Like, again, are these your heroes? Like, people want to elevate the trans community like they can't do any wrong, and we know that's not the case. They've they can do things just like everybody else. The problem is that y'all don't want to call them on their bullshit. Not the Democrats, not the liberals, not the progressives. You make us be the bad guys where we have to like say, this ain't right. You would never let this happen to your mom. You never have let this happen to your sister. And it's so crazy because in the Black community, Black culture, we try to protect. I mean, there's a level of protection that goes beyond any other culture when it comes to our women. But when it comes to stuff like this, hey, hands off. No need to talk about it.
And here's how it's going to get worse, TR. So when it comes to men protecting themselves, we assess men and women differently. When it comes to confrontations, we tend to give women a little bit more grace than we do other men. But when you have a man who's walking around saying that they're a woman and they're expecting those same types of graces when they're being a threat to you, that doesn't work because it just doesn't. I see a man who is a threat to me and I have to deal with that accordingly.
Yeah. Well, I hope it sounds like she's going down the path with Jillian Michaels went down. And I hope she can turn this into something productive and bring it to light, because there needs to be a serious conversation about this. And I know for the most part, it's, not as prominent, but it's still there. People are still crashing out over stuff like this and trying to tell you and calling you a bigot or a racist just because you don't agree with their ideologies or their beliefs. And that's nothing can be further from the truth.
Yeah.
I'm a lesbian. I'm not transphobic, and I'm Black. So if there's another Black woman in here who wants to tell me how they feel, please join in. But all of you are not. And I don't know who you are, what you are, but I'm a lesbian, and I'm telling you right now, men are harassing women in the locker room.
Let's let him answer the question.
I'm just telling you, since y'all want to woo.
No, just let's.
Now I'm done. And by the way, I respect what you have done. I just want to let you know that.
She's being way. She's being. Oh fuck! What the fuck are you going to do?
I'm done.
Hold on.
Thank you.
She could outlift this dude. I'm just gonna put that out there. And then
she's definitely in better shape.
I mean, look. I mean, I think there was no question that what team she played on. But yeah, most of these motherfuckers, they were worried that she was going to crash out on that. Well, she kind of did crash out, but they were worried that there'd be some fisticuffs because for some of these motherfuckers, they ain't never been in a fight and they don't know how to fight. Like this is that's a whole nother conversation. But I think we're done with that clip too. At the end of the day, these people, the community, they only rally around you if it's a any man coming for a Black woman outside of, unless it's a Black liberal woman outside of, after that, I don't know where the woke order is, because the LGBT order and then, being trans or being lesbian, I don't know how many infinity stones you got, because woke infinity stones, because she got 3 of them. I guess the trans guy, I guess he has 1 because he was a white guy. So he has 1 woke infinity stone, but yeah, see, and the crazy thing is nobody's having this conversation. We're having this conversation. I've seen a few conservative podcasts have this conversation, but it's like, why do we have to have the conversation? Why aren't y'all guys talking about it? You get mad at Stephen A. Smith for saying something about Jasmine or Michelle, but y'all don't want to have this conversation. She's telling you women are being harassed, but whatever. I don't know anything.
That clip, TR, basically summarized the Democratic Party right now. They're eating each other up. Like there's so many splits and divisions. You got your socialists, you got your progressives, you got the LGs that are the LGs and the Bs are starting to have a little bit of smoke for the Ts. Like Dave Chappelle said, y'all have completely made the black heterosexual man irrelevant. Y'all don't care what we think. So we've been out for a while, though some of y'all goofy ninjas is still all in on a party that does not value your opinion in any way.
Facts.
But again, this is they kicked out all the sensible Democrats, and I think they're about to do the same thing to Fetterman, who seems to be the only Dem who wants to reach across the aisle to get stuff done.
Yeah.
But they're eating each other alive, and this clip is a perfect example of that.
Yeah, facts. I'm sure we'll get a lot of people agreeing with us on that one. So, all right. I think we're going to get to one more clip, MC.
Yeah, because I think the main event might be a little bit of a time consumer.
Yeah, I was just thinking that. So we are going to talk about the reaction to Andrew Wilson versus Coach Greg Adams. Now, for me, MC, I mean, obviously I know who CGA is, but I was not familiar with Andrew Wilson. I've actually I've seen him in other clips, like especially on Piers Morgan, and then you sent me a couple clips to kind of get me up to date on him. But I wasn't aware of this guy, so I got some opinions. So we'll roll the clip. You want to go next?
Yeah. So me and TR are very qualified to have this conversation because we sit on different ends of the relationship spectrum. I'm obviously the marriage bro. Andrew Wilson's the marriage guy. CGA is the free agent lifestyle. TR, you live in that free agent lifestyle. So I think we have some pretty good insights on this conversation once we get it up and rolling.
Yeah, facts. So and it was weird watching the debate unfold, because I in my opinion, I think they intended to have a strong conversation. However, it just went left really quick. It's almost like, I don't know, maybe things were being manufactured to get some type of reaction. But I mean, I think, in my opinion, I think CJ held his own. And then, I have some thoughts about Andrew Wilson.
Yeah, we'll definitely get to that. So just so the audience knows, I earmarked 5 different clips to talk about. We'll try to get through all 5 of them, but we'll see.
Yeah. Hold on, MC. This is. Whoops.
Yeah, you got those timestamps.
Yeah, for some reason, it's not clicking with me.
Oh. All right. Well, why?
Go ahead. Okay, there you go.
And for the record, we both listen to CGA over here. I consider CGA to be one of the most logical people in the he doesn't consider himself red pill or manosphere, but I do. He certainly wouldn't call himself that, but CGA is probably one of the more logical people in these podcast spaces. And if you're going to listen to Coach Greg Adams, leave your feelings at the door. I'm just telling you that right now. Leave them at the door.
Yeah. Yeah, he's I think CGA is probably one of the best people, because he's been married and he's single.
And he's very open about his story about custody and child support. He's been very open and clear about the struggles with that.
Yeah. All right. I think MC, you might have to launch this. It's I don't know. It's crashing on me. I don't know what it is.
All right, give me a second. I'm gonna cue it up. You have to
Yeah, it's weird. The video just won't. It just keeps locking up.
All right, I'm almost there. You have to.
Yeah.
Have to
So,
distract.
Coach Greg Adams, I've started following him when a little bit after Kevin Samuels had passed away, and so at first I would just listen to the main event conversations, and then I started slowly listening to like almost the whole stream. So it was just one of those things where CGA provided like a conversation that most podcasters, when it comes to relationships, most podcasters aren't even having this conversation. And I've tried to tell people about CGA, and unfortunately, unless you want to like wake up or have a conversation about like an open conversation, a genuine conversation, you won't be able to with some people though. So I think it's one of those things. If you want to listen to a different voice and someone who provides some live commentary, CGA is your guy. You don't have to listen to the relationship stuff. Just listen for the jokes.
All right, so I got the first one queued up, and this is just to let the audience know. First of all, that's Andrew Wilson, the white guy on the left, CGA, Coach Greg Adams, black dude on the right. This is just their opening statements, and then we'll just build it out from here.
Okay, guys, finally getting started. Thanks for being patient. I know there was some delays. We got Andrew here versus Coach Greg Adams, aka the Free Agent Lifestyle. We're going to talk about today, is marriage worth it for men in the West? So let's get into some opening statements. Who wants to start off?
Yeah, man, marriage is a great institution. It was an institution that built the community of America. Most of the better communities that have safety, good children, good schools are typically centered around marriage. However, marriage has not progressed to the point where men could be safe legally, and a lot of men have experienced tremendous damage, collateral damage as a result, and it has led to broken families, a lot of broken hearts, simply because the laws are not positioned to benefit both people in a divorce. Therefore, you have no fault divorce. You have opportunities for women to use the courts against men. And as a result, men have seen 1, 2, and 3 generations of men getting harmed, their grandfathers, their fathers, their uncles, their brothers getting harmed by this. So Generation Z men are not positioning themselves for a positive marriage. So at this particular point, if someone asked me, would I recommend marriage for them, and they were in a certain position in life, they weren't established, I would say no. There's no benefit for the person to get married today.
Got it. Your response, Andrew?
Yeah, I didn't hear any anti-marriage arguments. I heard anti-divorce arguments. So I'm with you on divorce, 100%.
Stream over.
And
but you agree.
But it's a good thing that the topic isn't on divorce; it's on marriage. And it seems like you agree with my proposition then. And the proposition is that marriage, quote, is a great institution.
Yep.
And that right now your concern is that men can't be safe in marriage,
Right
but
now,
that's
no.
not actually what you're saying. You're not saying men can't be safe in marriage; they can. You're saying that they may not be safe in divorce.
All right, TR. So we know their opening positions. Here's my takeaway from that. They didn't disagree, obviously, right? I think this is probably one of the few times that they came together. They kind of agreed. If marriage was doing what it originally intended to do, which was create wealth, build out families, provide structure, etc., it can be a great institution. But I've said this before as someone who was happily married. I realize, and TR, I think you would agree, let me know if you don't, for most men, marriage is a bad deal. At least today it is. Maybe not back in the day, but today it's a bad deal.
Yeah, marriage is very complicated. I see marriage working for people that are in politics, working for people that are in the Indian culture, the red dot. That community, I've seen it work in the Jewish community. It's not working in the Black community. It's not working in white communities. Maybe I don't think it's working I think if you're in Japan or China, it's working for you. But if you're over in Western civilization, it's not working for you. So I think marriage is working for the select few that tend to work that are in those groups, and then there's a small percentage out of the groups that's not working for that it works. It just clicks. It just, they've gotten past the 7 years, 10 years. Unfortunately, it's just marriage is becoming a situation where it'll be a rich person's option.
See, here's the thing. First of all, let me say this. In the Black community, it hasn't worked because one of the benefits of it is it's supposed to generate wealth. You're paying less taxes when you're married filing jointly at certain income levels, but generally speaking, you pay less taxes.
Mm-hmm.
You're supposed to have two incomes as opposed to one, which is why the whole 50-50 argument never made sense to me. Because if a woman says, why would I want to go 50-50? Well, because right now you're going 100. And if he comes into your life and he's taking away half of your expenses, you should be using that 50 that you gain to generate some wealth. Right. So most people, and I don't want to make this a Black issue because marriage in the West is failing, period. You're not generating any wealth. You're not creating strong bonds within your family. And it's just a complete disaster right now. Right. I know there's people like Anton Daniels, but people like that are like 1 in a million. Like it rarely goes down that way.
Yeah. Yep.
All right.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, go ahead before I cue up the next one.
No, I'm good.
All right. So we've established open arguments. We kind of talked about this, but let's hear CGA and Andrew Wilson discuss if marriage is a good deal for men.
So I have a counter proposition for you. My counter proposition is, what if it's the case that you can use religious marriage institutions without the state? And then we add the ecclesiastical structure of the marriage. That's what always kept them together anyway, before the state was ever involved.
Let me provide some context on the ecclesiastical structure of marriage.
Yeah, go ahead.
People got to understand what he's talking about. God, man, woman, children. That's the structure that he's speaking of.
Yeah. Oh, well,
so what if instead we use?
You're not being.
I gave you a visual. At the top is God.
That's okay.
The man is the head of the house. He reports up, and then underneath him is the woman and the children.
But he's talking about excluding the state, not having to go through the state.
That's going to come up later. Hold on. That's going to come up a little bit later. That's going to come up a little bit later.
You're being a little dishonest, but all right.
No, I didn't. I purposely didn't say that because I know they're going to bring it up.
All right.
The ecclesiastical church, the structure of the old churches, that would be Catholicism and Orthodoxy, where you see the lowest divorce rates, because the community puts pressure on the women to act right. That's what they do. Right now, the state applies no pressure on women to act right? You can just go and file whatever you want, get a divorce, and go be banging the neighbor by the next night. We totally agree on that. But to say that we should abandon marriage is silly. It seems like you're completely pro-marriage. You're just anti-divorce. So why wouldn't you just throw your weight behind institutions where the divorce rate is the least, and you have an ecclesiastical structure which can be appealed to assist with that? That's what makes no sense to me.
My response to that is, if we're fifths, we beat all drunk. All right. So that's a scenario that just isn't present.
Can you explain the analogy for me?
Well, if we use if, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. If we say if we have a situation.
What's that?
I thought that was pretty clear what CGA had said. Ifs were fifths, drunk, we all drunk or whatever.
I mean, I picked up on it, but I guess he didn't. I guess he didn't.
What I heard was that was kind of his tactics to try to derail you with, like, trying to be nuanced about everything.
But you heard what because you talked about, we didn't talk about the state and the religious piece, right? You heard what he said. He said, if you go the religious route, it puts pressure on women to be better wives, whereas the state does not. As a matter of fact, the state incentivizes women to exit and leave with assets and not take any, financial damage.
Yeah. But MC, he can't deliver that. He can't. There's no way he can deliver that. He's telling these men, and this is the part where when I first listened to it, when I heard them talking or somewhat debating, when he said that, I'm like, but you can't deliver that. How are you going to get?
When you say you can't deliver that, what are you talking about specifically?
This motherfucker. Are you taking Andrew Wilson?
No, I seriously don't know what you're talking about. What can't be delivered?
you cannot go to this, whatever system that he's trying, this made up system that he's trying to get people to go back to. Like, if a guy is just leaves high school, just graduates or whatever, you're going to tell him like, hey, just find a woman that is okay going outside of the marriage system. So you're not going through the state, just having your own system where you and your wife, they're like, hey, we're going to go to this community and we are going to subscribe to whatever their ideology is, whatever he's trying to say, whatever he called it. He's trying to say like we can have the community hold people responsible. And it's like the community is not going to hold people responsible, or at least they won't hold people responsible over the long term. Couple reasons. You got men fucking other men's wives. You got women doing things that will, put them in dangerous situations. And then you got the simp enforcers. And then you got people that doesn't stop them from going to the state anyways. At some point, I mean, we've heard about those people in those compounds where they said like, hey, I was a victim and they kept me against my will, blah, blah, blah. I'm sure most of those people signed up for it. But what they ended up doing, they go into the state for help. They're like, hey, come help me. That's what I'm talking about. Like, he can't deliver on any of this stuff. He can't give men and women a system that just works, for the first 5 years. That system won't work for 1 year.
So believe it or not, TR, we actually agree on this. The days of pressuring women to be good wives are done. Cooked.
We can't even stop them from selling
No, you can't. And we actually agree on that. So I'm with you on that. It was I don't know why he made that argument, because I look at it like this.
It's pointless.
It's kind of like how I look at our takes on stuff. I more so talk about how things should be, and you more so talk about how things are. And that's exactly how CGA is compared to Andrew Wilson. So I look at it that way. But and I tell men this all the time, you cannot control a woman. If she wants to cheat, if she wants to cheat, she's going to cheat. If she wants to disrespect your relationship, she's going to disrespect the relationship.
They can't even control their fucking kids. What makes you think you can control a woman? Control your
only leverage that you have is leave. Because if you are the man that you say you are, she's not going to be able to replace you like you can replace her. Literally leaving is the only leverage that you have.
Well,
you can't control a woman.
There's two options: the leave option, and then there's the other option. You become so valuable to that woman that she cannot leave. And
that's what I'm saying. If you are the man that you say you are, if she's wise, she knows like, hey, I got a good thing going here. I can't mess this up.
Yeah, no. This is the other thing too. And I know they're like, oh, well, you shouldn't be with you. You should be for love. That shit is over. Like, you men, a lot of you men, you act like fucking women. You act like the women that want those Disney fairy tales, that you act like women are supposed to just come up to you and just drop off some pussy to you because you're just you. No, even if you go back to the time period, like, when they had lords and kings and everything, most of y'all ain't getting nothing unless you go to the goddamn the 3 or 4 house. You weren't going to get anything, because if you didn't have land, if you didn't have livestock, if you didn't have daughters, none of you guys were ever getting married, because you didn't have the value. What I see and what he's trying to say is that, this is the other thing too. How are you going to pair these people up? Because none of them have anything, especially when you come out of college. You don't have, or high school into college, you don't have anything. You don't have any value. You have nothing to offer to a woman. Why a woman should subscribe? Why she should say, hey, you know what? I'm just going to be on your dick only. You're the only dick that I want to be on.
Pause again. But I get what you said.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Most women are not going to sign up for that, because we're in a time period where they see everything on. You're going to keep them. You got to keep them off the internet then, and you got to keep her away from friends. You know where it could work out? And I just thought of this, and maybe I think I texted it to you. Was that remember we did that story on that they're not all white, but that community that was in either Kentucky or Missouri.
Yeah.
That community. We should do a recap on that. But it could possibly work there, just because everyone's supposed to like get in line with each other. But again, that ain't gonna stop the neighbor from crushing your chick. How many times? It doesn't matter. When you put men and women together, they gonna fuck. You can't even stop your wife from having a fucking work husband. Most of y'all niggas is crashing out because y'all wife is happy because she gets to see her work husband. That's what I don't understand. Y'all want to like put these. You want to give men this fairy tale answer, but there's no way you're going to be able to get there. Andrew Wilson is telling people he's leading y'all into a burning house. I'm not saying CGA is 100% right or CGA. I mean, CGA's position was like, look, I'm not trying to fix the community. I'm not trying to give you guys any options. Do better for yourself, free agent lifestyle. And if you do find somebody that, that you want to marry, be smart about it. Get a what do you call it? A prenuptial agreement. Make sure your finances are in order. We've seen celebrities do that where they put their assets in their mom's names. Most men are not fucking doing that because they want to live in that fucking fairy tale. They want to be the fucking Twilight guy or the fucking.
You ain't even got to put it in your mom's name. Just create a trust and put it under your trust.
Yeah,
and make sure you have a good operating agreement for your trust.
Yeah, just good, simple stuff like that. But men don't want to do it. They want to be lazy. They don't want to think that a woman is ever going to step out on them. And we know that's not true. We know it's to be true that women will, in most marriages, somebody's going to step out. It's just a matter of fact. And why men don't want to realize it and why Andrew Wilson is giving this fairy tale situation is beyond me, because that's not an answer for most of you men out there. I'm not against marriage either, by the way. I'm just saying what he's presenting is not doable in the United States.
I don't think CGA is against marriage either, by the way. He's just logical about it, which all men should be. But this conversation that we're having right now, TR just reminded me of something. Yeah. Men understand love better than women do. And I'm gonna tell you why.
I agree.
If you ask a man versus a woman what love is and what it looks like, a man will proceed to give you action. Love means I have to provide for her. I have to protect her. I have to sacrifice and create some type of atmosphere where I make sure the family is good before I'm good. Most women, if you ask that same question to, it's all about what benefits they receive as opposed to what they give. So that right there alone will tell you that men understand it better, which is probably why we have so many simps that fall for women that don't deserve it. But I don't know, just an observation. But I'm going to skip that clip and we'll move forward. I think, TR, this clip I'm about to run now is Andrew Wilson's strongest attack against the free agent lifestyle, but I want to get your reaction to it.
Yeah.
So let me share. This was probably his best argument that he made. So we're going to skip really far along and we'll run this one.
It's not the case because a lot of people that are in your
Oh, wait, let me set this up. Since we jumped ahead. So here, Andrew Wilson is making the argument that CGA is actually a feminist. And CGA is making the argument that Andrew Wilson is selling a fantasy.
Why do you say only?
Hold on.
When I talk about outcomes being better,
you just admitted that there are women that are feminists in your church.
Of course.
Okay, so there's a solution there.
Ain't gonna work.
Better.
It is always better.
Snapshot. What you're doing is selling men a fantasy of them,
and you're selling them feminism.
I'm not. Well, we can agree to disagree on that, but you're selling them a fantasy.
You're just selling them feminism.
And you're selling them a fantasy. All right,
a fantasy that I have data to support.
Matter of fact, most people will be dead by the time you get even 1 inch closer to whatever you're proposing.
Well,
most men will be dead as a doorknob.
Under your proposal, you have assured that black men will be dead. You said so yourself. There's no fixing it. They will be. That's your prescription.
Well, that's the prescription that you heard. What I told black men is to leave that community. The community is not to be
Are they
saved.
doomed or not, like you said?
The black men leave the community, they thrive.
Yeah, I know. Are they? Yes. Are black men doomed, like you said earlier?
The black men that leave the community, they thrive.
Yeah, I know.
They
but
do very well.
Are black men doomed, like you said earlier?
Under the matriarchy of the black community, yes.
Okay.
Under the scenario that I'm proposing for black men, absolutely not. They thrive.
But that's in the future. What about right now?
So that's
what about right now?
They're thriving right now under your degeneracy model. All right, they're thriving right now under the degeneracy.
Who?
Oh, yes. Who? You're looking at one right now.
You're
looking at one. So that's who.
So let me get this
You're looking at the notorious one right now. That's who. You want an example?
So men,
give me your numbers.
Yeah. So men.
You didn't give me your numbers. The whole damn stream. But you're telling me
I gave you tons.
No, give me your numbers of your ecclesiastic marriage where your pastor on a little house on the prairie is going to prevent them from getting legal. Give me them numbers
again.
Okay, you're asking me for
how
mine.
many times
I gave
do
you
I have
one.
to explain this?
Come on, man.
So again, when you're talking about just because they don't have polling data for the United States specifically, we can definitely look at other nations where there's ecclesiastical marriages and the divorce rates. That's one.
See?
You can do it right
That's where he
now.
lost me.
The second.
How so?
You cannot be talking about, well, we look outside the United States. When you start saying outside the United States, that's not going to work. When you can't point to examples within the United States where it's supposed to work and you can't pull up anything, it doesn't work here. It doesn't work here anymore. Most of the time, and I heard somebody say this, the majority of women in the 50s or 60s, I mean, up until they did no-fault divorce, most of them stayed in their marriages. I mean, one was for protection and then also, for family, but also another option was because some of them would get smacked up or assaulted. Like,
yeah.
That's another reason why a lot of women stayed in those marriages. Like I've actually, I was like, man, that's not true, but I'm actually starting to come around that though, because for you to motivate people, for people to like listen to you, you got to have some love. Like in the army, like people respect rank automatically out the gate, no matter who you are. Everyone respects rank. But in the marriage, people don't expect rank. People don't expect like you're the man, you're the woman. People don't. I don't think women respect the men, because you got these feminist men that want to be like, we're both equals, we're partners. Like, oh, you're a bitch and you don't get fucked by your wife. So let's just put that out there. What Andrew Wilson is, he's definitely selling the fantasy. And I know for some men, we probably want to do the free agent lifestyle. That's fine, but you should still listen to what CGA is telling you, how to protect yourselves. Because the Andrew Wilson gang, like I saw them in the chat, I saw them in the comments. Andrew Wilson is not giving you a solution. There's no solution that he gave you in this whole thing, and I don't know if he ever gives solutions. But there's no solution. Like going after OF chicks or 20-year-olds, yeah, that's fun. If you like him seeing going at women like that, that's fine. But as far as him giving you a solution for marriage, he ain't got one. And if your solution is that you got to put, you got to go back, you got to build a time machine, that ain't going to work either. And the further we get, and the further that social media continues to tell women how they should live or liberate women, you can't beat the social media machine. No matter what you say to your wife, at some point, and maybe her friends, somebody's going to corrupt her. They all have the same programming, and that programming gets corrupted by usually other women, sometimes simp men, because they say shit like, I'm a male feminist too. They wear those fucking shirts. They ain't getting no hand jobs out of these chicks, but they say it so they can.
Is that like Roland Martin wearing a "Vote Like a Black Woman" t-shirt?
Yeah, vote like a black woman. Yeah, exactly. Vote like a black woman. That makes no goddamn sense. Black men are not signing up. That's part of the reason why the Democrats lost the election, because you did all this thing to try to elevate women, and where did it get you? Nothing. It didn't bring you anywhere. It didn't get any closer to men, and then they're moving even further away from men. So whatever Andrew Wilson is talking about, and look, this other thing too. This is the thing that most people don't realize, that the conservative women, they're the same way too. They just don't do it as crazy as you as the liberal women do it. They do it behind the scenes. They're divorcing their men. They're sucking duck from the men that they work with. They're doing all the crazy stuff that the liberal women are doing. So it doesn't matter if they're liberal, conservative, or if you're in a small community compound. Shit, in most of those compounds, it was one guy slaying all the chicks. That's why they started to have issues, because he had some simp that was like, well, you shouldn't be laying with the leader, so let's leave. I'm like, dude, do you know she getting her cheeks clapped by the leader? Why would you want her? Just go fucking leave. These motherfuckers don't want to leave the plantation. So there's a black plantation and there's a simp plantation. Some of you motherfuckers are on both of them.
You said a whole lot there, TR, and I think we're going to have our first disagreement here. I like a good study. I like that. I just posted something from the National Institute of Health. First of all, he's right. The more conservative you are, the more happier your marriage is. That has been proven time and time again to be correct. The more liberal you are, the more likely you are to want to bring third parties in. You're going to have less levels of satisfaction. You don't like the stability that comes with the marriage and building a long-term relationship with the partner. That's why you have so many, and how many videos of liberal women crashing out have we seen? I can't find a liberal man, or I can't find a good man to stay with, or I can't find a good man to respect. So the more religious and conservative you are, like if you truly believe and practice the stuff, let's be clear. The happier your marriage is, according to the National Institute of Health. Hold on. Let me make my second point because you said a lot. I got to say it before I forget. That's number one. Number two, where I will agree with you is Andrew Wilson did not come prepared for this debate. He should have been able to pull a study like that quick,
in a hoodie,
like I just did. That's number two. And number three, you talked about why is he mentioning non-U.S. marriages? Because marriage in the United States is cooked right now. That's why. You have to go overseas to find a good example of a healthier marriage. Like Eastern marriage is still thriving until they come here and start picking up Western values. That's why the passport bros lose when they bring these chicks back to the United States and they start picking up the behaviors of a Cardi B or Meg Thee Stallion or Kim Kardashian.
Right.
So this is where I stand with both of them right now. It's hard for me. I don't think Andrew Wilson did a good job defending marriage. And I think CGA probably did a better job articulating his points. That's how I'm looking at it.
Well, this is the issue. CGA, we know CGA and we understand how he went from, being married to where he is now. We get that. We've been following CGA. And you have more knowledge on Andrew Wilson, and I don't. I just start, watching some of his clips, like, who's this dude? What is he talking about? Blah, blah, blah. Where CGA may have missed is, Andrew Wilson was definitely dancing. He was shuffling. 100% he was shuffling. But CGA, I don't know if he presented a stronger argument, because I knew what CGA was talking about. But for someone who doesn't watch CGA, someone who doesn't follow CGA, they would have say Andrew Wilson won just because CGA didn't give them any insight. And I was like, no, the answer, or any answers, the answer is free agent lifestyle. And the other answer with Andrew Wilson is like, Andrew Wilson ain't fixing the black community. I don't give a fuck what he said. CGA was 100% correct when he said
that was a weakness on Andrew Wilson's part, because he's never spoken to the black community. So why do it now? He should have just.
Yep.
CGA got him on that.
Pandering. He was fucking pandering is what he was doing. And Malcolm X couldn't fix the black community. MLK can't fix the black community. I mean, name the black person who you thought was going to fix the black community, and tell me how that happened. Tell me how it worked out for them, and then tell me how that worked out for the community. Nobody can fix the black community. The black community has to want to fix itself. Well, really, it's black culture. The black culture. I mean, we're not going to fix the black community. We're not going to get these women in line. And that's what they're trying to tell CGA to do. And Andrew Wilson's telling them, hey, I know how to get these women in line. No, you don't. Because if you would have did it, you would have did it in your own personal life. But we're not going to talk about the baby mama situation. And then also, you would have presented this solution a long time ago. So you didn't even do it in your own marriage. And then you don't even live that lifestyle. Like, any of your friends live in this lifestyle where they didn't go the ecclesiastic route, or they didn't when they went the ecclesiastic routes? They don't. That stuff doesn't exist.
It's rare. It's very rare.
Yeah, it's 100%.
Here's the thing, though. So you answered half of the question. Is Andrew Wilson selling a fantasy? I think you said yes, but answer the other question. Is CGA selling feminism? Is he helping feminism with the free agent lifestyle?
No, he's not helping feminism. He's just fucking feminism. I mean, you're not. It's one of those things where think of like stock trading, or maybe there's a company like say Netflix. Actually, I'm trying to think of one, like Tesla. There we go. You might hate Tesla. You might not like Elon Musk. Tesla makes money. They're going to lose some money, but they're going to make you a lot of money. So they just gave Tesla investors just signed off a $1 trillion package. They know that, maybe he'll hit it, maybe he won't, but they got to pay him $1 trillion if he does hit it. So these people, feminism's the same thing, I believe. You don't love it, but it's like, what can you do to stop it? CGA just fucking those feminists. See, I mean, it's not his responsibility to stop feminism. He wasn't the one to put feminism in the backs of these women back in the 40s, 50s. And again, feminism started because the white women of that time were pissed that black people, black men, were able to vote. But nobody wants to have that fucking conversation. But it is what it is. Like people, yeah, CJ isn't for feminists, and I saw people saying that too. I meant to say that earlier. People saying CJ is a feminist. How is he a damn feminist? He don't give a shit about these women, and he don't give a shit about the black culture. He doesn't give a shit about like trying to save all these men. The men don't want to wake up. CJ has a guy crashing out every single time, trying to tell him that CJ this, CJ that. Anton Daniels has someone crashing out. Angry Man. They all have generally men, and in those channels mainly black men, which is weird to point out. But that black men are crashing out on these successful men. Actually, Angry Man is married, Anton's married, and they still got smoke for him. Anton's married to a whole black woman and black kid. I'm not trying to, bring up his family and everything, but he's as black as
And
he
it
can
floors
get.
a whole bunch of them too, but they don't care.
Yeah, he's as black as he can get, and they still got smoke for him. So for them to think that CGA is about feminism, they're idiots. Like CGA is, he's just fixing binds and clapping cheeks. You can't stop. You can't stop these women from doing anything that they're doing. You cannot stop it, and that's what Andrew Wilson's painting that fantasy. He's trying to act like he has a plan. These women do whatever they want. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. You can't control them. They're gonna do what they want to do, so you might as well study them and understand them.
And this other thing, I don't want to try to control them. I want to do what's
Too
in the
much
best
work.
interest. Yeah, I want to do what's in the best interest of me. And if a woman, if she sees the value in me, then she's going to do whatever she needs to do to make sure she's valuable to me.
All right, so we'll jump to the next clip. Is free agent lifestyle actually the solution?
The scenarios that
And you have
anybody
none.
can
You just want
anybody can come up
feminism.
with. I don't have a solution. Free agent lifestyle is a solution.
That's not a solution to
It's
anything.
not. It sure
It's
is.
just a
It's
degeneracy.
a solution that you don't like.
It's just go fuck chicks.
No, that's what you think. All right, it's a solution that you didn't.
How's it
even
going to
read the
help?
book.
How's it going to
How
help
did
with
you do-
abortion? How's it going to help with anything?
Well, that's what
This
de-evolution is
motherfucker. Hey,
for.
stop this.
De-evolution. Go
Stop
ahead and
this.
pull that up. All right.
How
I have a
does
second book,
de-evolution
de-evolution.
help?
Go ahead.
When he brought up the baby,
just stop. Go ahead.
All right. When he brought up the baby deletes, I was like, this is another reason why I can't get on board with Andrew Wilson. You look, it's easy to say that in a red state. It is 100% easy to say that in a red state. You are not going to stop baby deletes in California. You ain't going to stop baby deletes in New York. You for damn sure. Shit. In this last election, they had a mobile, baby delete clinics in Illinois at the Democratic convention.
Yeah.
You telling me, oh, we got to stop this. I'll give you the number of ways to stop it. This is how I know men are cooked when it comes to voting, because these motherfuckers don't pay attention. You're never, if a Republican came out here and said, we're going to ban baby deletes, they'll never win an election. That's why Donald Trump had to be a moderate. As much as people want to say he's on the right and everything, Donald Trump had to be a moderate on that position. You have to moderate. For whatever reason, women love deleting babies. I don't get it. It's weird behavior. Margaret Sanger, she ain't never had a rollover in her grave. She is definitely loving that black people lead the league in baby deletes. Like, she don't ever have to be worried. Like, I wonder if this is going to work in the next 100 years. It has.
I've said this before, and I say it again. Socially speaking, Trump is liberal. He doesn't care about gay marriage. He wants the states to decide on divorce. Trump is conservative in some areas, but in terms of social issues, he's pretty liberal. I think that's why they paired him with Pence the first time, to kind of balance some of that out, because Pence was the most social conservative person that we knew of at the time.
And we saw what happened there. He turned out to be a snake in the grass.
What that got to do with being conservative, though?
It has a lot to do with it, because he's a liberal. Well, you already said about Pence. He tried to stab him in the back.
Okay, I got you. So this is the last clip right here. I believe this is the one. Well, you know what? Let's just play it and react to it real time. Traditional church-based marriages have lower divorce rates. We'll call it this.
Follow your prescription, your master solution. No numbers.
I literally have.
But you're
given you
asking me
number
about numbers,
after
and we
number.
pulled
after number of the fact that the traditional churches' divorces are lower.
We got that, but how many men follow your
We don't know the
prescription?
polling
We
data.
don't know.
We don't need to.
But-
we know that even if they're with the state, it's still lower.
Coach Gang, one in the chat. All right, Coach Gang, one in the chat. You bought the free agent lifestyle, and it helped you. Put one in the chat.
Now he's just flexing.
It's been 2 hours.
Yeah.
You guys want to call it?
Yep.
All right, guys, check them out.
Dang, I missed it. You know what? That's my fault. So let me just say what happened, because there was something I really wanted to find, but I can't find it. CGA asked Andrew Wilson, "What's your wife's body count?" It was something around the area of the wife's body count.
Clipped it out.
Okay, I was about to say, because I had it marked, so he must have took it out.
Yeah,
Okay.
I could have sworn he said that, but I think he clipped it out.
I had it marked at that exact timestamp, and he moved it, so it must have been clipped out. And I get it to a degree, TR, because now we're approaching dangerous territory. When you take the laser focus off of a man and put it on his family, that's dangerous ground. That's dangerous ground. That's like talking about somebody's kids.
But MC, you gotta tell the audience what led up to that, because Andrew Wilson brought his wife into the conversation, and then he used his wife to flex on CGA. After that, I mean, yeah, maybe CGA was harsh with his response, but he tried to use Andrew Wilson said, "I take all my wife's money, and my wife sells more books than you." He tried to flex on CGA using through his wife.
They were flexing back and forth the whole time. You just heard him talk about de-evolution, and I have more followers than you. That was tit for tat.
All's fair in love and war. Like I wouldn't have said it. I wouldn't have brought up his wife. But CGA, clearly Andrew Wilson, it struck a nerve with him. And, I went down a rabbit hole trying to look at like, hey, is that true? And there's some questions.
I think this is where we're going to disagree, because all is not fair in love and war. I think men need to destroy the message, not the messenger, and definitely not the messenger's family. If somebody says or does something that you disagree with, kill it with logic and common sense.
MC.
Now, here's the thing, though. Here's the grace I will extend. Rachel Wilson is a public figure. She does the same podcast that her husband does. So she's in this instance, you can probably bring her into the line of sight. But let me give you a different example, because I want to see if your answer changes. We talked about RG3, and sometimes his wife pulls up on the podcast and gives an opinion, and people have smoke for her. Where do you stand on stuff like that?
I haven't seen her posts. I don't watch RG3. I only watch RG3 when he's trending for some silly shit. But people get mad at her just because it appears that she is a dutiful wife. And I don't see her doing a lot of thirst pics. She might be doing thirst pics. I barely know what she looks like, and I have to look at her IG to see if she does a lot of thirst pics. But when she's on camera, she ain't trying to be all up in the camera. She's just in the background. He might ask her. I don't see her doing a whole lot of things. Now, Sierra and Wilson, that's a whole nother conversation where you see these people doing all types of wild stuff, or even Aisha Curry and Steph Curry. I shouldn't even know most of these players' wives like that. Like I said, Russell, or RG3. I don't know his wife's name. I can't pick her out of a lineup. I can barely pick Savannah James out of a lineup. Like I kind of know where she is just because she's been in a limelight a couple times, but I really don't. Like I have to really I think that is Savannah James. But Aisha Curry, I can pick her out of a lineup. I can pick out some of the things that she's gone viral for, and that's the marriage that.
She's been viral for disrespecting her husband, so it's a little bit easier.
That call me that one chick call me Zaddy, whatever. She goes viral for all the dumb reasons, and I don't know how she became women to air out their marriages. I don't know how I was like, how this is gonna look, right? And then again, Barack Obama, Michelle Obama. I already know Barack. I mean, president or not, there's no way that his wife should be, dishing on him the way that she's been doing it. So again, these are not the marriages that people want. And all those people, they say they're in happy marriages. I don't know.
They're not. I know for a fact that they're not. I know a lot of married people who are not happy.
Oh,
It's a facade for a lot of people,
Mhm.
but and I'm not saying my stuff is perfect either, but I'll tell you this: we don't argue nearly as much as we did. I can't even remember the last argument we had. That's how it should be. I should be learning and growing and evolving, and the fighting should occur less. But
Yeah.
that's not the case for a lot of people.
Well, and this is the other thing too. This is something that I've learned just maybe in the last couple of years. MC, as much as I want to be on code for men, I can't. I saw how you motherfuckers, not you specifically. I saw how y'all voted. I saw how y'all voted in 2024. I saw how y'all voted in New York. I saw black men celebrating that they voted for Ramadan or Ramadan, where the fuck his name is. This guy don't fuck with black people. He steals your culture. I can't get on board. This is why CGA has a tough time trying to support men, uplift men, because they do idiotic, stupid shit. They stroll to the polls for the women. They do things that's not in their best interest. You mad at Andrew Wilson? You should be mad at the Democratic Party for telling you. I mean, outside Andrew Wilson, Democrats have told the bigger lie to black people and people in general, but for whatever reason, black people tend to believe them the most. They've told the biggest lies. So yeah, I don't understand it. That's why it's hard it's difficult to be a champion for black men, because they do things that sorry, not black men, just men in general. Be a champion for men in general, because men do idiotic simp ass shit. They go after, if you have a lot of money, they tell you not to, to be quiet about it. Don't be very this is the word I'm looking for. They're being toned down or whatever. There's a word I'm looking for, but I can't think of it. Or if you get a lot of women, they tell you like, you shouldn't be doing that. What would your daughters feel? Blah, blah, blah. They always try to either check your wallet, count your money, or try to dick police you. But they won't do it to the shitty men that are destroying their communities. They won't ever do it to any of those men. Not one bit. They won't do it to their favorite rappers. They won't do it to their fucking idols. They won't do it to the people destroying your communities, like Bill Gates and Melinda Gates. Those people are destroying communities. They're not saving communities. I don't give a fuck how much money they spend. Melinda Gates has contributed almost $1 billion to Planned Parenthood. You want to know why the black community doesn't grow? Because of the Planned Parenthood clinic. That's why. So there are plenty of people. Yeah, there are plenty of people that they don't even look like you, that you don't even hold accountable. But for some reason, they always want to hold Angry Man accountable. They want to hold Anton accountable. And they for damn sure always try to hold CGA accountable. He shouldn't be like a problem for you. He's not even in your realm. He's not in the manosphere like that. He's not red pill. But they're the first ones to go to him.
The only people that are offended by him are hypersensitive people, honestly. And at the end of the day, they don't matter. I'll say this, and as I land my plane on this topic, because we missed this topic too. We talked about what's happening in Kentucky with divorce and default joint custody.
Yeah,
the divorce rate has dropped in Kentucky since that became official legislation. So you can legislate some things to help with marriage, but ultimately, like we said, you can't control people.
Yeah,
you can't.
Yeah. Well, at the end of the day, they'll find a way around it too.
That part too.
Yeah.
Sure.
So, all right, that was a good conversation. We'll see what we get in the comments. If you don't like it, fuck off. Other than that, hey, we welcome everybody's opinion.
Yeah, let me know what side you on in the comments. Who's living the free agent lifestyle? Who's the pro marriage? Let me see how many of y'all still out there.
All right, peace.
Peace.